Hi, it's Mal, your gal pal, the host of Those Are the Girls with Mallory and Friends. If you're looking for a podcast that's talking about relationship, careers, and pop culture from the Christian perspective, look no further. You have found her. And this podcast, myself and some of my friends are sharing our opinions from the Christian perspective, and they might be a little bit different than what you're expecting. So go ahead, pour yourself some tea. Let's get into it. The views expressed on this podcast are our own and do not reflect our employers. Enjoy. Welcome. I am Mal, your gal pal, and you are listening to Those Are the Girls with Mallory and Friends. Welcome. This is another summer episode. Usually I do have friends on. I mean, I haven't in like a minute, but I will start having my friends on again. It's just, matching people's schedules is a lot harder than you would think, especially when you're like, my schedule is so wonky. Okay. I'm super excited for today's episode. I have like a myriad of topics, but first, some housekeeping. I have the mermaid patch summer type like idea or whatever. It is live on the website blog. So if you want to join me in earning some patches this summer, just like give yourself a goal and like a reward for just beat bopping around your city. That is on the website right now. Let me see what else. We're doing a book again this summer. And this summer's book, I'm super excited, is The Nameless Heir by Emma Arch. And what's really cool is on Oops Spoilers, if you guys listen to Oops Spoilers, you should. It is a book, movie, and TV show review podcast that Elise hosts, and I sometimes come in and review books on there too, but Elise really does interviews with just different creatives in the entertainment space. She actually interviewed the author. So we're going to read the book by the author that is going to be interviewed. I want to say it's next episode. We'll confirm, but I want to say it's next episode. But if you haven't already listened to the latest episode, because I'm on there with Elise and we're talking about Project Hail Mary and some of the ethical questions within the movie. It's such a good movie. Like 2 seconds about it. It is really like family friendly. It makes you laugh, you cry, you contemplate life. It is such a good movie. Ryan Gosling, like really, I mean, he should win some sort of award for it. He should. I don't know what award, like how those things go, but he should 110% receive an award for it. And B, I was hesitant because like the rock thing, I was like, that's kind of corny, not for me. No, I'm telling you, like they do a fantastic job. So check that out. But yeah, so The Nameless Heir, and it is another fantasy book. You guys, when we read Fourth Wing last year, which I did not like as much as everybody else until toward the end. The end was really, really good, which means that book 2 probably will be good, but I haven't read book 2 because I am not invested enough in the project. But The Nameless Heir, and I will pop up a picture of it and I'll link it so that you can get it from Amazon. And then I'll link a little bit more information about her too. But that's the book we're reading. So join us if you desire. Yeah, let me see anything else. No, I think that's it. So everybody, let's get ready to start this TCAP. Just like I said, a myriad of things. And I haven't done that in a while. This is a mug my friend got me. I think it's so cute. She said she thought of me when she saw it. I was like, oh, good call. Actually, let me take a sip. Okay, first, it's not really an article. I want to talk about, have you guys been seeing, if you have not, check Twitter and TikTok. I'm sure it's on Instagram somewhere, and I have no doubt it's on Facebook, but there are all these people who are in the US right now for the World Cup. The World Cup is happening. It is the soccer, like, finale or whatever. And they are like driving through the US and they're enjoying it. And it's just like sweet and it's cute. And like some of the videos that they're saying, they're experiencing different things. And I'm like really getting FOMO. Even like some of the videos because the World Cup is here. So there are people in Texas, Atlanta, other places. I can't really think of where else. But they're like all over. I know for sure Texas and Atlanta are like two of the places. I'm sure there's someone like in California, maybe New York, because those are like the big states, and just like watching them, it just looks like they're having so much fun. I'm like getting such bad FOMO, and like even seeing the videos of like people like from other countries or like from all walks of life coming together and just like cheering and everybody like dancing, and honestly, like some of the videos are like making me cry. It's so beautiful, just how, and though I'm still not a sports girly, I see and respect how sports does bring people together. Oh, talk about the Knicks for a second. I've been a fan for like 2 weeks and I'm so glad my team won. But I mean, even seeing them and like how happy people were and like the excitement and the parade and like, even Detective Olivia Benson being out there, which is I will never not think that's funny, like how into it she is. Like everybody's excited and like the vibes and like it just seems so like beautiful. It's a really good way to bring people together, especially in a time where like sometimes like the world's kind of crazy right now and it must feel good to like care so much about something. Essentially, like I'm like, wow, I don't know if I care that much about things. Like yeah, never mind. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, like that. Everybody just seems really happy, and I love it. Like some of the videos of people dancing, like that's something too. Dancing is like a like international language. I was gonna say language barrier. No, that pushed down the barriers. Dancing, and I just love it. I'm loving it. If you really want hope core, truly like look it up on TikTok and Twitter. That's where I'm personally seeing it a lot. A lot of hope core of just people, all different people coming together and just like enjoying themselves and having a blast. I love it. I love it so much. And this morning I saw a video. I'm gonna cry thinking about it. Like it was just like maybe we're not all different. Here I am crying, like so stupid. But it was just like, I don't know, when there's just so, if you, part of the reason why Those Are the Girls has kind of changed direction, as well as honestly a lot of other things in this space to change direction, is because there's just so much negativity. There's so many awful things when you are online and it's just not worth it. It's just truly not worth it. So just going out, seeing people, say it with me, touch grass and like be with other people and like having something like one thing that you have in common and enjoy. I went karaoke with my friend last night and didn't really. I only knew my two friends last night, and I'm just thinking like it was fun and like there are certain songs everybody's like singing together and every people were just like really nice and kind and everything, and it's just like moments where you're not thinking about like what's that, Jalen Smith, the economic state of the world all the time, and like that is just we need more of that. I know I need more of that. That's probably why. Yeah. Anyway, I know I need more of that, and it's just I like seeing that. I like, and I think like once we get back to that and like being more into that, it'll probably be better as well for like not just like the individual, but like all of us to come together. And I say this all the time, and I've said this since the beginning of the podcast. Your neighbor does not literally want to hurt you. Your neighbor does not literally wish death on you. Your neighbor wants probably the exact same things that you want. They just want to go about it differently. And we have spent so much time talking about like how your neighbor specifically wants you to, like, anyway, that's just what I've been thinking about. Let's talk about something else so I don't cry. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this. Have you guys seen the Maternal Instinct documentary? That documentary was going viral, and I watched it because I'm like, oh, everybody's talking about this documentary. It was going viral. I watched it. I could not believe really like what I saw. It was actually insane. But what I want to talk about a little bit more, so I'll give you like a recap of what happened. It is the story, well, it's true crime of a woman. Sorry, let me like pull up. Sorry, I want to make sure I get it right. Out of respect to the victim and her family, it's really so okay. I will say this: the documentary was really about the person who did it, and her name was Taylor Parker. I don't have respect for her. Here it is. Okay. So I just want to make sure I got Reagan's last name correct. So it's really what happened is really what happened to Reagan, but I will say the documentary was about Taylor Parker. But let me explain what happened. Long story short, Taylor Parker, an absolutely crazy, insane woman, I guess, like trigger warning, she cut the baby of her friend. Mind you, her friend Reagan out of her stomach and tried to pass the baby off as her baby. And then a bunch of other things like spiraled after that. And the documentary is going viral because Taylor is so insane. And she says she had all this money, she had all this family money. Oh, and don't get me started on her boyfriend. The boyfriend, I mean, talk about a stereotype. Sorry, talk about a stereotype. The boyfriend was just la di da the whole way through. You mean to tell me this woman's pregnant for 10 months? She went over her due date. And never once did you try to like touch her stomach. She never tried to like confirm. You didn't go to any appointments. Like I just la di da. Okay, I'm just going about life. And yeah, sorry, stereotype. Look it up. Look it up. So the victim is Reagan Simmons Hancock, and it was this nice, beautiful, vibrant woman who actually she met Taylor because Taylor was a photographer, which okay, her pictures were not that great, but and this is terrible, she photographed Reagan's wedding and they became friends. And then she killed her for her baby. It's just the saddest. Oh my gosh. And the documentary just left out so much because there was to me, there was a couple of questions. Like, one, I guess I wanted to know more about her first. So mind you, Taylor had two other children. I wanted to know more about that. Like, where, not necessarily the children, respect their privacy, but like her ex husband. Like, I'm guessing they didn't want it to be mentioned or anywhere in the documentary. And then the mom knew she was. Here's the kicker: people in her town, this is small town Texas, people in her town knew she wasn't pregnant because she had a hysterectomy. And at one point, people on the hospital staff saw that she was faking a pregnancy. So they put out like a code and alert around the due date because they were thinking she would come and steal a baby from the hospital. They didn't think she was going to like murder someone, but they thought she was going to steal a baby from the hospital. So whenever, as a consumer of true crime, I really do try to be respectful for victims, and I also try to take something out of every situation. And what I've been thinking is number one is like, hey, like apathy. Apathy gets you nowhere. I mean, the boyfriend, talk about like taking a backseat in life. Like, anyway, he annoyed me the most out of everybody. And then his best friend, childhood best friend, and his childhood best friend, I think it was his wife, were like, hey, dude, something's not right about this. And he's like, oh, la di da. Anyway, so like I said, I think in true crime, when you're consuming true crime, one of the things that's really important is to take something out of what you have watched, what you have learned, the documentary you've watched, the podcast you listened to. Like, what are the lessons? And something I've been thinking about, I was also listening to a bunch of people talk about it. What I've been thinking about is like the concept, like statistically, the most dangerous time in a woman's life is when she's pregnant. Like, that is, yeah, that's just like uncomfortable truth. And part of it is just some of this like craziness that people have. And women who, like I said, women who think pregnancies are crazy. And I think sometimes I was listening to a TikTok and this girl was like, and we all know someone who's faked the pregnancy. And I remember thinking, I don't know if I have. I do, and I'll share the story in a moment. But I think that like a lesson in that is like when you see and notice someone is a little crazy, someone is a little like off, is to like always like be mindful of that. As I'm someone who can be friends with any and everyone. As a matter of fact, I am friends with any and everyone. I have a wide range of friendships. Now, I do have levels of my friendships, which I know a lot of people don't like to do either. A lot of people don't like to have a lot of friends and they don't like to have levels. I do. I do have levels for this very reason, because there are people you're going to meet in your life that might not necessarily be like evil, or they might not necessarily be offensive to you, or do X, Y, and Z. But there are people who are walking around with like mental illnesses, that are walking around unwell, that have not been healed from things that they really needed to be healed from, and are dangerous, point blank period. So I'm nervous to like talk about this because the person who I'm going to talk about is like kind of crazy, but I don't know a world where she would see this. So hopefully she doesn't. Now I say that, and maybe it'll go viral. No, I'm just joking. But there's this person who I know, and I know for a fact she faked her pregnancy. Like, I will say that she faked her pregnancy and she went the miscarriage route, which is unfortunately, what a lot of people do when they do fake pregnancies. They just say, "Oh, I had a miscarriage," and like you can't go and like you're not supposed to like question that. So then a lot of people get away with it. And that's what happened with her. But I know she faked it. I know it. Because here's the other thing too about these type of people. They are typically, this girl, two things about her. She lied. Pathological liar. Could not tell the truth. Number one. And number two, she loved attention. She still does. I mean, she's still doing things for attention now. This girl was a pathological liar and she loved attention. And she faked that pregnancy. And some of my friends that know who I'm talking about, if you're listening, you're my friend, you know who I'm talking about. I know you guys are still like, I can't believe. No, I'm telling you, she did. And when there's a Netflix documentary about this, I hope you use this clip and I hope you include me. Come reach out. And around this time, when everything was going down in the whole like community that I'm in, and the community that I'm in that this happened in, I remember I told my friend, I said, you know what? When they make that documentary about her, I hope they ask me to be in it because I have things to say. This girl is a pathological liar and she loves attention. And those two things can be very, very dangerous. And it is very important to not get too close to people like that and to also watch your surroundings around those people. Can you spend time with those people in settings? And, I don't think we should completely shun these type of people from society because I think that is part of how they got that way. I think that specifically as Christians, we can use our influence, how we treat people, our kindness and like our love and acceptance. I think that can help change people's hearts because I don't think anyone's too far gone. Even Taylor, when this girl, like not well. I don't think anyone's too far gone for sure. But I think that, and so I think we can use those things. But let me tell you, that's not someone who's your best friend. When someone is a pathological liar, they love attention, they're going to fake a pregnant, all that stuff, cut it. Not someone you want to spend too much time with. And that I think is another lesson in this. Like, I do think, and the girl, Reagan, the woman, Reagan was a Christian and her family was Christian. And I know exactly where they're coming from. Because with this particular girl, I did want to help. And I was much younger. I did want to help and I did want to be there for her. And like, you think that like this is your role and this is like what God has called you to do. But let me tell you, these people are dangerous. It is dangerous to be around women like that. And if you do know someone that is like that, I really would just like take a back seat in your relationship with them. I don't think we should shun these people from society. I don't think that they should have no friends. I don't think that you should never, ever, ever spend time with them. But I do think limited alone time and time with big groups, bring them to church, have biblical conversations with them. Like that is what is important because these people women like that are dangerous. They're dangerous. And I'm being very serious about it. They are very dangerous. So there's that documentary. Did you watch it? What did you think? Would you want me to do like a full episode talking about it? Oh, I also want to say if you are pregnant or postpartum, I would not watch it. Would not watch, especially if you're pregnant. And I was talking to one of my friends who is a mom, and we were talking about it, and she made a comment which I didn't even notice, but she said like, yeah, that's partially why like I kept my circle very small when I was pregnant. And I also saw someone in the TikTok comments say like they're in a mom's Facebook group for pregnant women, and they are told not to say your due date because people are crazy. And it's just like and the thing is like it's not like this common thing. Like it's not like 5 out of 10 pregnant women their babies are snatched, but like it's definitely more than should happen, and the number is probably bigger than we're comfortable with. Okay, because like when I was doing more research, I couldn't remember Reagan's name because that's another thing too. I will say to the documentary, it really did not focus on Reagan's family. And I never say this about Netflix. Never. 9 times out of 10, when there's like a mini series, I'm like, wow, this could have been like a movie. This should have been like 5 episodes. Anyway, I couldn't remember Reagan's name. So I'm like trying to figure out what case it was or whatever. Multiple. Sorry, there's multiple. And it's upsetting and it's awful. But I think it just like goes to like, once again, the lesson here, be cautious about who you are spending time with. If someone is a pathological liar and they love attention, like be cautious. And number 2, like be aware of your surroundings. If someone is like around you and they are like making you uncomfortable, like that's okay to like take a step back from them. All right, let's do the other story. Okay, let's do So I'm probably gonna do a separate episode about like there are two like biblical like things I wanted to talk about, but I think I'm gonna do a separate episode, especially because like this episode's crunch time. And this is about the Hot Girls Read drama. And I want to talk about, okay, let me pull it up 1 second. Okay. So there was a content creator who filed a trademark for the Hot Girls Read, and everyone like went crazy. This is from People. After content creator and small business owner Ali Mitrovich announced on June 3rd that she had trademarked the phrase Hot Girls Read for her small business, Ali Rose Co., the book talk community erupted in protest. The phrase is commonly used among members of book talk community to equate reading with being a habit of hot girls. As of June 5th, a cancellation had been filed against the mark, which applies to goods sold on Ali Rose Co., including these ads, including bookmarks, stickers, book covers, notebooks, covers, adhesive notepads, While members of the niche community known as book talk often find themselves in lighthearted debates for literature, there's one conversation that's almost had the community in agreement. Yeah, I guess that's it. So I guess that's all to give you like a overview of what I wanted to talk about. So this was like going viral, and I really just wanted to share my opinion on this. I think that first of all, it's a common phrase, like tons of that, and that phrase has been out forever. And I think sometimes when you are a business owner, you have to. A lot of times you're thinking like business first. And I think this is a good example of like being like, okay, business first. Like, I'm gonna care about business, as opposed to like caring about like community and like what matters and like what's important and X, Y, and Z. And I think that she just like got carried away. What I also like low key liked though was the community coming together. Now, some of the things people said were really mean and like unnecessary. I don't think we should necessarily pile on to people when they're already at their lowest. But I did like how everybody like came together and was like, you know what, like we're not accepting this. This is not right. And it caused her to like limit, like to take back her trademark. And also, I saw a TikTok recently about a girl who said that Hot Girls Walk is trademarked. And she had said that and she got a cease and desist or something like that. Which, once again, this hot girls that are like, why are we trademarking that? That's kind of weird, right? Am I the only one that thinks it's weird? Yeah, I guess that's all I kind of really wanted to say on that. Have limited time, so I don't think I'm going to get to the other two pieces of this that I wanted to talk about. So I'm not going to. I don't think there's anything else to add. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to add. Those were like 2, 3, 4 number of things I wanted to just talk about. And I'm probably just gonna do like another episode with the other two. And this is more, you know, this will be like a bonus, a little treat, a little bonus treat. So yeah, I hope you have a good day, night, evening, however, wherever you're listening. Bye.